Alright, howdy y'all. Back again for some more disastrous attempts at art. Figured I should try to finish up this banner. Hadn't really thought a whole lot about what I was going to ramble on about today, so I guess I'll have to wing it as I go, which probably won't go very well. But I suppose the more I do this, the better I'll get at it. But so yeah, haven't worked on the comic as much as I should be, i.e., not at all. Same thing still stands. I'm using the excuse, and unfortunately, I know the wife probably also watches these videos, and I'm really just ratting on myself by doing this. But what are you gonna do? So we are going to just feel things out as we go. I want these to be like the Minecraft diamond colors, because why wouldn't it be a diamond block? Come on now. I've been seeing a lot more. I don't know if it's just because they're the videos I've been watching. It seems like the first RLCraft videos I were watching, they were either by the creator. I know I've watched a few of the creator of this mod's videos, which was pretty cool. And then there's another, and I still need to link all those names and accounts in my profile at some point, but again, I don't have skills or wherewithal or attention span. Most of the videos of RLCraft were either by the creator or some smaller channels. I'm kind of nervous about the fact that there's been a few Let's Plays or whatever they're called, watching people play these games. I've been seeing quite a few recently. I want that to be below that, I think. But been seeing quite a few more, and I'm not gonna drop their channel name because I've never actually watched any of their videos because I don't necessarily want to. No shame on them for being some of the largest YouTubers out there. I suppose if I were to do it, it might get me a little recognition, but I find that to be cheap. And no, it's probably not the Swede. There's another one that's started playing RLCraft that's it glitters in light, and they are the person that runs a ship. And I think that right there is going to absolutely bury any chances of my not good. I was going to say crappy. That's the other thing there too, is one of the reasons I'm reluctant to play games as much in my videos is I have a penchant for using lots of bad words. and not like over the top bad words, like really really offensive things. Just sailor tongue. I've almost slipped into it a few times playing RLCraft, and luckily the wife hasn't figured out how to. She's not near as bad as me, but she does it too. I guess it's a regional thing or an age thing. Because I was talking to her about it the other day, and she's like, "Oh, well, just use different words, you know. Just don't use that word. Find another word to replace it with." And I'm like, well, yeah, but years of me playing video games and just by default resorting to O F O F O F O F, you know, in a blind panic of being attacked by some creature in a game I've never seen before. It's really, really hard to fight the urge to just yell out in fear and panic. So, you know, the first time a dragon swoops down from the sky and just starts absolutely destroying me, you know, my default's gonna be curse like a sailor. I'm not gonna be, oh my goodness, heavens to Betsy, would you look at this dragon just absolutely colonizing everything about my situation. I am not pleased by this turn of events. So I guess I know that okay, there it goes. Yeah, sure, we'll go with yellow. That's a good chunk color. We're gonna be getting. My son had Minecraft on the Wii U or something, and he's got a Switch now, and which he hardly plays because you kids nowadays in your tablets. So he hardly uses his Switch. He has a laptop, a hand-me-down laptop from one of us when we got something new, and he hardly uses it. Me and him, he has Terraria. We've gotten him Terraria on his laptop, but he never plays it. He never uses his laptop, like, ever. But he has been showing interest in wanting to play some of these Minecraft mods, because he loves watching us play. And I'm always telling him, hey, you know, you could actually get these games and play them. Stop living vicariously through other people playing the games. It's like, I remember when we first got him, before he ever got Terraria on his Steam account, we had got it for the I don't remember if it was the Wii U or the Wii. Me and the wife had been playing it for a while on PC, and it's like, oh, that looks like a really fun game. It's like Minecraft but 2D and all of that jazz. We're like, yeah, it's really fun. You should, you know, play it with us. Check it out. Oh, that's gross. Oh, it's because I didn't go up a level. Yeah, I'll make it work. Yeah, let's just do that. Cheat. There. And I remember the first time I was playing Terraria with him on his Wii U or whatever. He refused to even go out. Like, I had to build the house. I had to gather the supplies. and it was just him shrieking incoherently over the littlest things. And it's like, man, you're like... Here? Okay. It's like, man, you're like 6 or 7 years old. He might have already been 8 at that time. And it's like, when I was a kid, because, I mean, we've all done that. You know, if I know I joke about the... There will be many more jokes about being an older person. I mean, I'm only 37. We can't very well just call you man. You could call me Dennis. Well, I didn't know you were called Dennis. You didn't bother to find out, did you? But, you know, I'd probably already beaten whatever Mario game was relevant at that time. I mean, sure, we didn't have the cool games like the Dark Souls and the Counter-Strikes and the Call of Duties when I was a kid. But some of the Mario games were pretty brutal. They didn't mess around. And then we had games like the, what was that one? And I just almost used a bad word. What was that one Ninja Turtles game that I don't think anyone has ever beaten? The one with the dam level. With the you have to defuse the bombs and... Yeah, we'll use that brown, whatever. The one where you have to, like, defuse the bombs, and you've got the 4 separate turtles, and... Is that over that one, or below? Okay, it's below it. It's like, that one was vicious. I remember there was, like, NES games that... Oh, okay, that's what we're gonna go on to then. There's one particular game I remember from my childhood, and this was back when there were still like video game rental stores, or like, you know, movie rental stores, and they had video games too. There's this one game, and as far as I'm aware, there's one person... I guess I'll have to talk about this other game or chat program thing at one point called Second Life. And it's kind of like a 3D chat room thing. But one of the people I know in that game, they've beaten... Okay, I haven't even said the name of it. Legacy of the Wizard. It was a one-off game that apparently had been in another country. Like, here in the States, all we ever got was just Legacy of the Wizard. But in other countries, it was actually a part 3 of a series, and they renamed it something else, and just a bunch of convoluted stuff. But this particular game, especially for having been something on the NES, was absolutely... It wasn't insane to like the levels of everything being thrown at you all the time, but the world map of this thing, it consisted of like I don't even remember what the story was. There was a family, and there's like the mom, the dad, the 2 kids, and the pet, and the grandparents are always at home. One of them's like the safe function that gives you like the password that you had to write down to reload your game, because there was no save files back in those days. You had to like write down a 16 or 32 digit password to be able to load an old game. But there was a castle in the distance, and you ended up going down into the catacombs, dungeon, labyrinth, maze, confusing disaster beneath this castle to do whatever it was you were trying to do down there. I never even know. But it was absolutely mind-bogglingly, dumbfoundingly large and complex. And this was way pre-internet days, so you couldn't just like look this stuff up. And there was more or less 4 different wings to this dungeon, and you had 5 family members, and each family member had their strengths and weaknesses. Like the dad was strong, the son was the one that could use the hero items. The daughter could jump really high. The mom, it's been so long I don't even remember which each person could do. And I know the pet, like in the house it showed him as a little dog thing, but his hero garb was like he was this weird little pink lizard thing. The pet was the most useless, but he also wasn't harmed by the other monsters. And you had to like know or figure out what family member you needed for each specific wing of this dungeon, and even trying to, because I remember back when I was a kid and stuff, me and my mom had rented this game so many times from the various video game stores throughout my childhood. We spent so many, like we tried mapping it as we went. We tried just figuring anything out about what the heck we were doing or where we were going. I think one time we made it to like the first boss of 4 bosses, and of course we World of Warcraft wiped on it, because I was generally the one that was playing, whilst she like coached or gave suggestions. I know she would play it too in her free time, but even at that young age I was like the puzzle guru. There'd been many a times later in life that once I was an adult and living on my own, sure, I lived just down the way from her, but I'd get home from work and she'd stop by and be like, I got this game the other day and I have been stuck on this puzzle for 2 days and I don't know what to do. And I'd come over and figure it out in like 15 minutes. Not to say my mom was dumb, but she's not a video game puzzler. And that particular thing was on a game I've never even been able to find anymore. So I can't even really talk about that game. But so back on Legacy of the Wizard. This game was just insane. Unfortunately, that one super large gaming company that isn't Xbox or PlayStation has taken it upon themselves to shut down all emulator sites. I can no longer find and play that game. Not that I would ever use an emulator, because that's illegal. But no, that Legacy of the Wizard, if you ever have a chance to look it up, or if it was ever a game that you'd played or heard about, for an NES game, it did not pull any punches. That was literally one of the most confusing and brutal games I've ever played. And yeah, sure, it's not like Dark Souls where you die constantly. Okay, you died constantly. But that's only because there was literally no hints or clues or suggestions about what you should be doing. You literally had to trial and error your way through this entire game. And not like some of the cool indie games nowadays that are like, we're gonna make you figure it out. This was just like literally back in the day what games were. You know, they're just like, well, you got this 5-page booklet that we have in the game, and we by memory constraints and by printing constraints, we can't tell you anymore. Have fun. So yeah, Legacy of the Wizard. Look it up. It's fun. I think I got to the first boss once. And it's, despite when you guys watch me playing any video games on this channel, and it's just going to be a disaster of me not doing very good. Back in the day, with the games I grew up with, I was pretty darn good. So for this game to have completely denied my progress puts it in a special place in my heart. It's one of those, like, I've gone back, and when I was able to have it on an emulator, I'd gone back and tried to play it. And, you know, I'm not going to look up how to do it on the internet because that's cheating. I still literally could not figure out anything. You know, what character do you choose first? Which direction do you go first? A particular family member was the only family member that could get into, and honest to goodness, there was like 400 rooms. Probably more than that. I'll have to find the map at... Oh. You know what? Here. We're going to break stream for a second. Let me see if I can find it good. That's not the full. Okay, maybe not. Alright, so yeah, this is, but the thing is each of these, like up here, right here, this isn't one map. That's like 2 maps. And this is, I was gonna touch the screen to use my fingers as A. But each of these, apparently, like, the screen scroll. I'm trying to find a good example. This one right here, this blue one, that's not one screen. That's like 4 screens. And when you would reach a certain point, like right here, it would scroll to a different screen. So if you walked back past that point, so this is 4 screens. And even up and down, so like you go down too far, so that's 4 and that's 4, so that's 8 screens. This is 8 screens, and this is 8 screens, and this is 8 screens, and it was absolutely, all of this was like sort of the neutral area, and then this, and this was where the 4 branches broke off to which family member you needed to be able to get to the certain places. And I literally I don't think I ever even saw half of these screens, and you had to survive with a particular family member through all of this madness. And there was an item over here you had to get, because this was all still the neutral stuff. Okay, not this. That's, you fell down here, you're done. And you had to get, the dad could get something from over here, which he had to bring back to the house for the son to use, and the son would have to survive long enough to get here. And I don't even remember which wing the son had to go to, but I know that if you went down here, that drop is like 8 screens, and it wouldn't kill you, but there's literally no way back up. Sure, that ladder, if you could time your jump, and there's mazes everywhere, and if you went into the dungeon with the wrong family member and you didn't have, I don't know, some sort of boots or wings or something that would get you back home, you were screwed. That was it. So you had to have the right family member going in, bring the right items with you to both be able to get where you needed to go, and then hopefully have the magical item that would teleport you back home to then give those items you found to another family member to then bring the right things with you back in again and know which way to go. And it was just apparently one massive, here's a rolling number padlock that you've never seen before in your life. Start guessing. And if you get too far in and you don't get the right number, you have to start all over. But here's a new padlock. Yeah, but I kind of figured out, I know the dad can go here and get that, and then that means I can have the mom go here and get that. Ah, but now the mom can't get home. What you should have done was use the dad to go here and get this, and then send the daughter in here to get that. Yeah, but I accidentally sent the son the second time. Well, then you're screwed again. Hey, you know it goes dad and daughter now. Or you know it goes dad and not mom and son. Okay, well then I'll take the daughter in and I'll try this direction. Oh, see, you went the wrong way. You're gonna have to do it all again. So yeah, it was fun. I loved the game. I'd still someday with monies buy an actual old NES and that game, just purely for the nostalgia of I loved it. It was like the Dark Souls for the NES, except, you know, not getting your skull caved in constantly. Why is that gray? Oh, because I'm on the wrong. But yeah, no. I don't even remember why I started talking about this. If you've noticed, I tend to do that a lot. I don't even think I set up my clock, so I don't know how long I've been doing this for. Half an hour. I'll draw for a little bit more. But yeah, so this is going to be the banner for my page. Sure, there's only 6 or 7 of you now. I thank you very much, you 6 or 7 of you, for subscribing. I think I might have gotten a few likes. I would love for anyone else who watches this debacle of a channel to, and I'm doing the cursed, if any of y'all that watch this, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm gonna try to keep doing this every day. I know I've mentioned twice a day a few times, but I haven't quite gotten around to doing it twice a day. I know me and the wife are going to start trying to do our playing together on the weekends. Like I've said, I work overnights as a truck driver. I'm home every day. She does home health care and stuff during the day. Her hours are, there's sometimes during the week that she doesn't have as many hours, but it's really just easiest for us to be able to have the weekends when we do this. We kind of figured out the, 'cause she hates typing. She really wants to be able to talk. The other day in the RLCraft video, she tried calling me on the phone, but I muted the mic so I could talk to her. She's already established that there's going to be a no TV time, so when she does call me on the phone, there's a better chance that we'll actually be able to just talk on the phone. You guys might not be able to hear her so hot, but it makes it a lot easier for me and her to be able to play when she can just talk to me. I mean, technically she's just sitting in the next room or 2 rooms away, but that would mean every time she talks to me, she needs to like yell like a crazy person, and I might not be able to hear her well. Her yelling like a crazy person, not so bad. Me having to yell like a crazy person with a microphone on my head isn't gonna go so well. So her talking to me would be one thing. Me talking to her would just deafen everyone. So we're gonna see, gonna do a test probably on Saturday or Sunday to see how the her calling me on speakerphone thing works. I really wish we could have used Discord. I don't know if it's my computer is literally that much of a potato, but she wasn't having any problems, and I'm on a tower. I have an actual computer, and she's just on a laptop, and she wasn't having any problems. But apparently for me, having a Discord call open and I turned my graphics down. I don't know if maybe it was the graphics, but it was just refusing to run anything. Like I would load in and crash, and load in and be there for 5 seconds and manage to get a few blocks broken and try to teleport me to her and crash. And I guess too, if you remember from the other video, how I'd found that village, and we were going to attempt to get her to that village, and then I just got flustered and had to call it the end of the recording. I was gonna say I'll save most of the fun details for that point, because it gets a little convoluted and I don't want to go too long. But I couldn't figure out how to teleport her. I tried to store most of what I had in the first treasure chest I could find. I looked at the rising sun, figured out where east and west were, drowned myself in the village fountain, respawned, saw where the rising sun was, figured out which direction this castle was, and ran there with nothing on. Found it again. I think maybe died on the trip back, or drowned myself in the a fountain again, just so I could get back quicker. I got her. We got to the place, and then it was getting too late in the afternoon, so some rando skeleton killed her. So I guess that's what our goal is going to be in the next video, is me trying to get her to this village, because she loves villages, if that's not apparent. But I want it to be really big. Yeah, look at that cheapness. So yeah, okay, I didn't finish it. I got more of it done, but I draw slow and not very well. So that's it for today. I'll slowly get all this stuff figured out. That's supposed to be a sword. Look at those artistic skills. I guess you can tell that's a diamond block. But so yeah, that's it for right now. I'm gonna try to draw again tomorrow. Not sure where I'm gonna go. If you've noticed, if I don't think hours ahead of time about what I'm gonna talk about, I ramble. Hopefully that's not too upsetting to everyone. But y'all have a great day. See you tomorrow, and keep the shiny side up.